In this video, I'm going to show you every fucking thing that I've learned running meta ads for the last 3 years. I have personally spent hundreds of thousands of dollars running ads for myself as well as my clients' businesses. And this system right here makes me shy of $500,000 every single year at 20 years old. Everything in this video came from private masterminds, tens of thousands of dollars spent on paid programs and mentorships, and most importantly, real money on real campaigns. And this is actually part of a paid program that a lot of people pay money for, but I'm giving it to you today for free. Now, here's why this video is different. Most people on YouTube that talk about meta ads just talk about the general stuff in a 10-minute video. Not me. I am going to give you literally everything. I'm going to show you the entire system from start to finish to teach you everything that I've learned over the last 3 years. Now, I promise that this will be one of the most valuable videos you have ever watched in regards to running meta ads. I'm going to show you how you can make your ads basically free so they pay for themselves, the 4 components of every winning ad, including the winning ads that I've used to make $50,000 plus individually from singular clients, and the ads that are responsible for that, and also the winning ads that have booked me hundreds of appointments for my own agency. I'm gonna show you where to send traffic and the exact winning funnels that I use. I'm also gonna show you how to test new creatives, exact budgets per ad, and how to actually allocate that budget properly so you know exactly what's going on, and how to scale with data. By far the most valuable thing about this entire video. I'm talking ROAS rules, metrics, basically everything that you need to know to find the metrics that are bottlenecking your campaign, ultimately so you can make a ton more money and scale your ROAS and actually increase your result that you get from your ads. And by the end of this video, you will have the complete system from start to finish to consistently generate more clients, more appointments, more leads, or whatever you're looking for. Now, before we build anything at all, let me tell you why this is the most valuable skill you can possibly learn. Running ads is the closest thing to a money printing machine. Let's say you put $1 in and you get $3 back on command every time that you press a button. How many times are you going to press that button? That's it. And when you have that from running ads, everything in your business becomes so much easier. I'm telling you that this skill will pay you millions over your lifetime. And none of this is that complicated either. People just never take the time to learn it. They focus on sales and content and all this other stuff. But like, if you can master the skill of running paid ads for whether it's your own agency or your clients, whatever it is, you will never be without money. I feel like people online just show you what they're running, but never actually truly show you why they're running it and how they make these decisions. This will be the one-stop shop, and this is what the video is for, to teach you how to run ads so you can not, instead of just copying me, but do it yourself. And real quick, my hopes for this video is that if you find enough value and I can just provide enough value to you up front, then you might seek some one-on-one help and one-on-one mentorship. And if that's the case, you can book a call down below. But let's jump into things. How to run ads. Like I said, running ads is a lifetime skill that will pay you literally millions of dollars. Thankfully, I have tons of information, years of experience, and hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of ad metrics to help you learn as fast as possible. I'm not gonna lie, this video will probably be the most valuable video you've ever watched for running successful meta ads. Now, money printer, what if I told you that after watching this video, you will have a machine where you can quite literally put $1 in and get $3 back? Okay, like here's how that math actually works. So there's a metric that you should know for your business. If you don't, then it's really important. I'm going to teach you what it is. It's called LTGP to CAC. Okay. LTGP to CAC is the ratio of lifetime gross profit of a customer to the cost you acquire a customer for. It's the single number that tells the health of your business. So basically, if you take how much money a customer pays you in total over the course of their entire lifetime and that number in profit and compare it to how much it costs for you to get that customer from the ads, if that ratio is 3 to 1, then you have a money printing machine. You put $1 in, you get $3 back out, and you can just increase ad spend to the boon and eventually scale to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, $100,000 a month, whatever it is, right? Now, if you're below that 3 to 1 threshold, you cannot scale because one bad week of ads or a refund or something bad happens and you'll be out of money. But at 3 to 1, you have the margin to invest, absorb variance, and scale aggressively. Healthy businesses are at 3 to 1 or much higher. In addition to that, if we want to take this one step further, if you have client financed acquisition, which basically means the cash that a new customer pays you in the first 30 days of having that client covers the cost of acquiring them plus the cost of acquiring the next one. So for example, let's say you charge $1,000 up front for your services and you charge $1,000 up front and basically it costs you like $300 to get them as a client on ads. That means 3 to 1 you make up front. So you spend $300, you immediately get 3 times that back. That funds the cost of that customer and the next one, and even the next one after that, which isn't crazy. So if this is true, you are no longer spending money to grow. Like you are no longer spending money on ads because the customers are buying the customers, right? And if you just spend more, the faster you grow. And then all you have to do is just increase your spend, week to week, and ultimately you will just make a ton of money. It's literally a money printing machine. Like, it's the closest thing that you can get to a money printing machine. And I'll explain in this video how to scale it predictably, how to increase the budget without breaking it, how to make these decisions, and more importantly, like what to actually scale. So the general flow of running ads is that there's an audience, there's ad components, and there's conversion. So if you're considering to run paid ads for anyone, whether it's you or your clients, take some time to complete this resource. And by the way, if you want this entire PDF resource, this 18-page free resource, it's in the description of this video for you. But basically, if you fill this out, you will get a better idea about your customer and your ideal client. And because of that, you will never struggle to write winning ad campaigns. Okay, it's so much easier once you truly understand your audience. And I'm going to explain why in this video. Now, here's how it works. There's different levels of audience awareness depending on, how they interpret the world. And it's very important that you categorize it correctly. And so you make the ad in the right way. Now, here's what I mean before that sounds too complicated. Ads start here in terms of profitability and end here with unprofitability. So the more aware a customer is about your offerings, you just simply have to use urgency, scarcity, bonuses, and guarantees to close them. Okay, if you think about a popular brand like an Iman Gadzhi or something, if he just gives you some urgency to take action on something, that makes the ads way more profitable because everyone already knows who they are, who he is. They know what he offers pretty much. Now, as you go to completely unaware, where people have no idea that a solution even exists or a problem, they're completely unaware of anything. That is much harder to communicate within the ads. You have to lead with curiosity, a story, pattern talent, like pattern interrupts, all this stuff, just getting attention basically and not selling. And that is much harder to run and way less profitable in terms of ads. So depending on you reaching out, use this chart to figure out where your audience is in terms of awareness level on whatever solution or whatever you're selling. If you're selling ad and AI solutions to local businesses, for example, they are going to be somewhere in between solution aware and product aware, whereby they know the solutions exist, but they don't know which vehicle or method is the best. And that's why you need to display yourself and position yourself right. Or they're product aware, so they understand that they need some kind of agency. And that is when you're going to be differentiating yourself through proof, through unique mechanisms, and having a better offer, better proof, all that stuff to get more clients through your ads. So in terms of ad components, there's offer, creative, copy, and destination. Offer is the offer that's, the exchange that's proposed in the ad. The creative is the actual ad itself. So it's the picture or the video. The copy is the text that goes alongside the video or the ad. And the destination is where they actually get sent to, where the traffic goes once they click on the ad. So an offer in an ad is simply just a promise or exchange. Now, when you think about an offer in like a business, like $100 million offers by Alex Hormozi, an offer is what you sell your business, and it's how you exchange your value, basically. With an ad, the only goal is to get people excited enough to learn more about what you do. Okay, so it's a little bit different than a typical offer. Obviously, you want to have different components of value in here, just like this. But some ad offer examples could be like, we help contractors add $50K a month and book jobs, or they don't pay, right? This is a good example about like, oh, wow, they're really doing that. It's basically just explaining your value in as little words as possible so that you can display it in ads. Creative is everything, okay? Your ad is the most important thing, okay? Your targeting, your landing page, your copy, none of this matters if you don't have a good creative, okay? Your creative determines whether people notice you, whether they believe you, and whether they take action, which is like the most important thing to running any kind of ads. So in terms of creative research, to figure out what's working, go into Facebook ads library just like this. And when you do that, you want to set the filter, go click all ads, search some kind of keyword that you're looking for. So let's say I'm looking for roofing related ads, look up roofers just to get an idea about like what people are running to get more roofers signed on or something like that. What you could do is choose the filters, basically change the date range and be like 6 or so months back. Now, by doing that, you will basically find all the ads that have been running for 6 or more months. Okay, and chances are, if they have been running for that long, they are winner ads. Okay, they've been running for a long period of time. They're proven, because if they're not, then whoever the marketer is that's running them are absolute dinguses. Okay, so this is how to find good winning creatives. These are all examples of creatives here. A lot of these are proof dominant, proof heavy, etc. So you can do this for any kind of niche, depending on what you're trying to run ads for. So video creatives. So creative consists of 3 pillars: hook, body, and CTA. In terms of distribution and like how importance works, because there's 3 different aspects, right? And in terms of time, the hook is usually the first 5 seconds. The body is the majority of the ad, like what the ad actually is. And then the CTA is the last 5 seconds, super simple. Importance distribution, however, 80%, 20%, and 0%. Okay, hook is the highest leverage thing that you can do to make your ads better. It is by far the most important part of any ad, whether it's B2B ads, B2C ads, whatever it is. The hook is the main determining factor of success. 95% of all people will look at an ad or a video on social media, and it literally takes them 0.1 seconds before they make a decision on whether or not they're going to watch it. Okay? The only goal for the hook is to get them to watch the next couple of seconds before clicking off. Because at the end of the day, realistically, all you have is 1 to 3 seconds to completely earn someone's attention. Please do not underestimate the importance of not only having a good hook, but more importantly, hook testing volume, testing more hooks. And then yes, I will explain how to do that in this video. Hook psychology. Here are some different reasons why hooks work: curiosity, relevance, emotion, proof, and novelty. If you're working with home improvement contractors like I am, or you're trying to reach, business owners, whatever it is, I tend to stick to proof and novelty. Proof and novelty are probably the highest leverage things that you can do with hooks. So if you could show a lot of proof and a lot of novelty, like this is something new that people haven't seen yet, those typically work the best. A lot of people spend too much time on emotion. The truth is that depending on who you're working with, emotion won't work as well. Now, with home improvement contractors, if you go into their deepest fears and angers, they're not going to care. Okay, they just want to see will this work for them, and more importantly, what are you doing to get these results? So here are some examples of hooks that you can use based on awareness levels. This is all examples for home improvement businesses because I help them grow with AI and ads and book them more jobs by running ads for them. So this right here is just an example of different hooks you could use based on the awareness levels. Now, in terms of body, the goal for the body is to identify the pain clearly, name their solution better than they can, introduce the mechanism or system, show simply how it works, and then prove it's real. So use data, stories, and basically explain to them why this is going to work for them. Now, for bodies, I have some good examples for you, but the general structure for running a good body for a video ad is relate, reframe, reveal, and remind. And here's an example of that. Relate. If you own a decking company, you know the worst part isn't the work. It's the feast or famine cycle. It's being slammed all summer, then dead quiet the second the weather turns. Scraping for jobs off referrals and the occasional Angie lead that 10 other builders are called. Okay, that's the relate. You're telling them that you understand their situation more than they do. Here's what's actually wrong. You're relying on leads instead of booked appointments. A lead is just a name. We run the ads, qualify the homeowner on project size and budget, and only drop them on your calendar once they've agreed to sit down for an estimate and actually know what you are and what you do. So you're not chasing anyone. You're only having people that show up ready to build. So reframing it, basically telling them what you do differently. Revealing, this is the calendar of a deck builder that we work with. 11 quality estimates booked in just a couple of weeks. Every homeowner is serious about a project in the middle of his slow season, right? You reveal the proof and show them why it's possible for them. So instead of praying referrals, you've got a steady stream of real estimates on books year round, and you only pay when the homeowner actually shows up. Tap below to see if your area is still available, the CTA at the end. But this is a great example of running video ads. Now, keep in mind that with video ads, it's very important locationally how you film them, okay? Use a nice camera. Make sure it's native to the platform. If you're recording it for meta ads, which this video is on that, make it handheld or make sure it's vertical, okay? In addition to that, the location that you film it also has a big impact. If you're trying to reach contractors, do not do it in some professional studio that looks like this room, for example. They won't work that well. Do it out in a job site. Do it outside while you're walking. Do it in a car. Make it relatable. Do it in some kind of suburban neighborhood, okay? It's very important. If you're doing this for your clients' ads and you're trying to do it for roofing companies, for example, and want them to record their own ads, tell them to do it in a suburban neighborhood, not some fancy podcasting studio. That is video creatives. Now, picture creatives are better, in my opinion, for most people, especially if you're a beginner. Here are some of the most profitable creatives I've ever used, both for service delivery and client acquisition. This one ad right here is literally the sole reason why this company has paid me $3K a month for the last 2+ years. In addition to that ad, this ad has booked me hundreds of booked appointments for my own agency. This one ad literally has gotten me from 0 to $20K a month. This one ad. So I'm telling you that some of the most profitable creatives I've ever ran have been basic picture ads. And I'm going to show you this video how to create them as well. So to do this, go to higgsfield.ai and I'm going to show you exactly how. So there's a couple things that we can do to make winning ads. And I have plenty of ads on here that I've made myself. And just to show you a good example about what I'm talking about here, I can literally do this in 5 seconds. I can literally take a screenshot of this and send it to Higgsfield and be like, recreate this in a different area. Okay? Recreate this in a different area with different people. And that will do it. If not, make a picture of Mexicans on a roof that are roofing contractors in a normal suburban area. Make it look like a handheld selfie. There you go. It's literally this easy to generate ads. Like that picture ad has literally made me a $3K a month for 2+ years. And it takes 5 seconds to make picture ads. It's really easy to test these as well because we can so easily make them, as well as this one. I did it right here as well. It's like I could literally say, make me a white one-to-one ad that says roofers get 6 to 8 jobs on a pay per results basis in black text. Okay, there we go. And then while we do that, only pay us per roof replacement project, like 1 homeowner per area. Make this look good. Like, this is it. This ad would absolutely crush for roofing. And you could take this in every different industry. And a good example is like price related offers that look like this as well with grids. Is like, it's so easy to make these winning ads nowadays, with AI. You can even make video ads as well that are super basic. If you want to make B-roll for whatever, roofing B-roll, whatever, you can go in the videos and go into the ads and generate them there. So that is how I make picture creatives. And that's pretty much what I run. Like, it's quite literally that easy to make winning ads if you understand ads well enough. Now, let's let this generate and to see what it popped out. Exactly. Basic ads like this have been by far the most, best performing ads that I've ever seen. Copywriting. So copy is important, obviously, but creative is crucial. Okay. You should be spending 80% of your time focusing on creative. Video creatives, image creatives. I would do image creatives as I were you at the beginning because they're easier. I mean, my first videos I ever recorded were terrible compared to how they are now. Copy fundamentals. A general call out for copy is having a call out, pain points, offer and benefits, and CTA. A great example is call out, saying roofers, or if you're doing roofing ads, be like homeowners or like area homeowners. We're looking for someone to partner up with to provide 6-day roof replacements on a complete pay per result basis. Then you go with the pain points, then you go in the offer / benefits, and then you have the CTA. That is how to make copy. You can just ask Claude to do it for you. Just be like, hey, make a copy similar to this, take a screenshot of this video, whatever it is. Super basic. Now, destination, whether it's a funnel or a lead form. These are the two options. I'm going to go over the funnel because it's way better and lead forms just don't give you good quality. And so why even go over it? Alignment is something that's very important when you run a funnel. You need to have your funnel aligned with the ad that you're running. Okay, that's something that's very important. You will find a higher drive off if it doesn't align with it at all. Friction, as a funnel maker, we can actually manipulate the lead quality through friction. So naturally, as people move forward throughout the process, right, going from an ad to the creative to the funnel to conversion to basically filling out their information, all this stuff, there will be less and less throughput through this pipe, right? And by adding more qualification questions and kind of manipulating the friction, we get less and less quantity, but we get higher and higher quality, right? Because only the people that are serious are going to fill out all the information. So what you really want to do when you run any kind of ads, start off with low friction, okay? Let the process work, let the throughput go through the funnel, and only increase friction when you have an issue with the quality that's coming through, and maybe you're getting too much. So funnels are, in my opinion, the optimal way of having a successful ad campaign. This funnel has been crushing for me recently. I'm going to show you right here. All it is a basic funnel that has right here a call out. It has a headline suggesting the offer, which, by the way, if you want to figure out what headline to use, test out ads and see which ad performing messaging is working the best and what ad is doing the best. Then take the messaging in the ad and put it in the headline. That is by far the best way to test out headlines. 2, basically, I have a VSL to give them more information about what I do. By the way, if you want to look at it, homewise.owenrensland.com, you can check it out. And then call to actions, which is the check availability, which initiates the survey process to collect lead information. I have simple information about client results, how everything works, client wins and testimonials, ready to fill their calendar. It's extremely simple. This is what a winning funnel consists of. So a few common mistakes that people typically make is not mirroring the ad promise in the headline of the funnel. Like I mentioned, having a slow load speed for the page. You can look up Google speed test and basically look up, Google load speed test and open up one just like this and put in your link right here and basically analyze the speed of your site and the load time. And you want less than 2.5 seconds. Okay, that's the number that we're going for here. In addition to that, not optimizing the funnel for mobile phone usage. If you think about contractors or whoever you're targeting on ads, likely or not, they will probably be scrolling on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, clicking on your ad. And if that's the case, make sure you build the funnel so it's native to the phone, including making the survey be full screen when they fill it out, because sometimes it's a nightmare filling out a small survey. And this is the friction that we basically have in the qualifiers that we have here, so you can check them out. We do this to make sure we get good companies, that we're not working with bad ones. And then we have as minimal friction as possible. So basically people can fill out their information just like this. And then after they do that, if they're qualified, they will get forwarded to book a call just like this. And that is a booking calendar with GoHighLevel with show rate automations to make sure that people show up. If you have questions about how to use GoHighLevel, I have a 10-hour free course on my channel. But basically, Also, you don't want areas for leads to go outside of the funnel, like tabs up here and things. Now, later in this video, I'm going to break down a ton of information on how to improve your conversion rates. More importantly, to get a better landing page conversion rate. So 5 to 7%, ideally, of page visitors turning into qualified leads. And this is the exact resource to do that, and I'll go through that later on in the video. Scaling with data, tracking, and metrics. So the biggest reason why people can't run a successful ad campaign is because they make decisions on their feelings instead of data. Use this ad tracker to report on yesterday's data to prevent this. Now, basically, you have to set up the columns inside of Ads Manager and basically set up so amount spent, frequency, impressions, clicks all, link clicks, new leads, appointments booked, etc. Now, you want to fill out yesterday's information today. So today is June 9th, so I would basically fill out June 8th. Basically, so all of the data is through. Let's say I spent $100, frequency, whatever it is, 2.1. The impressions, let's say it's like 1,020 or whatever. Like whatever it is, basically, you'd fill out all this information to get your actual data so that we can make decisions based on the KPI benchmarks, which I'm going to show you as well in this video. So scaling philosophy. If the ROAS is positive, scale the spend. To do that, scale the spend by 20 to 30% every 2 to 3 days to avoid breaking it. Don't do it anymore. It'll re-enter the learning phase. And here are the 3 levels of metrics. There is the ROAS, or the Chad metrics, level 2, Brad metrics, so cost per call, show rate, qualified rate, and close rate, and then level 3, the nerd metrics. Okay, we want to be the Chad, broad targeting guy, the guy that doesn't look at all these individual nerd metrics, because the truth is that if there's a constraint in the ROAS, then it's a hierarchy of a system, right? So we'd basically go to level 2 and figure out which one it is out of the level 2, and let's say it's cost per call, then we would go to specific ones that affect that. So for example, if the problem is, traffic and, getting a lower cost per call, then we would attack these 2 things here, as well as here, getting more leads per click. And we'll basically run through those in a second here, but I want to go through the actual benchmarks of KPIs of like what we're looking for these more important metrics. Now, ROAS obviously just means return on ad spend, so like how much money you make for your ad spend. So first one is CPM. CPM basically just means how much it costs for Meta to push your stuff out to 1,000 people. Now, the target is anywhere between 40 and I would say more like $80, to be honest, not 100 for B2B, lower for B2C or for customers. Improving CPM, we do have a resource down here to improve your CPM if it's higher. And I've seen it be possible where people get a super high CPM because they have bad looking ads. CTR or unique link CTR, this tells us like the click-through rate of our ads, about how good our ads are in terms of quality, which by the way, we do get this information right here in column K when you track your ads. So in the last 7 days or 30 days, if your CTR link is super low and below 1.5%, then you want to use this resource, improving CTR, to improve it. Now, in addition to that, the next metric is hook rate. So this is basically like if you're testing hooks for video ads, you can look at 3-second plays as a metric inside of Ads Manager and divide that by impressions to get your hook rate to see whatever one is the highest in your batch so that you can basically scale and figure out which hook is working the best. If you're doing hook testing, frequency, it should be anywhere between 1 and 3 basically. That's the frequency of like how many times people are seeing the ads for the people that it got pushed to. Now in terms of conversion, so going from click to lead, landing page conversion rate should be 5 to 7%. VSL play rate should be 20%. Survey/form submission rate should be 45%. Page load speed should be less than 2.5 seconds on mobile. And in terms of booking and sales, so going from lead to appointment to close, booking rates should be 4 to 6%. So like basically out of unique visitors on your page, 4 to 6% of them should become bookings. Okay. Show rate should be at least 50% for B2B, a little bit higher usually for B2C. Close rate, 25% is the ideal KPI, 20% is more realistic. Speed to lead should be under 5 minutes always. Now, keystone metrics, the only ones that actually matter, because all of those are dirt metrics for the most part. Front end ROAS, so how much money you make off of your ads on the front end. You need a 2x minimum to scale, 1x to break even. LTGP to CAC, having a 3 to 1 floor. Cost per result, it needs to be at or under your target of the kill threshold. 2x your target, you kill an ad. So for example, if your target for cost per appointment is $100, that's how much you want to spend to get an appointment on ads, then if an ad spends $200 and doesn't get an appointment, then kill the ad. Now, here's how to use this table. When your ROAS is off, and you're tracking that because it shows at the end of this data right here, but if your upfront ROAS is less than 1, then you need to fix something, okay? What you would do is start off with the top metrics, okay? It's likely because of one of these issues. And then you go and diagnose, send this picture to Claude, screenshot this, send it to Claude, or even this whole document, tell it what is the problem with these ads, why is the ROAS low, what's the main constraint, and usually you'll find out that it's either like CTR or it's like, whatever it is. It'll be some weird specific thing that you'll basically figure out. And because of that, you can make changes to improve it so that you can get a scaling ad set. So if my front end ROAS is below break even or 1x, here's a general rule of thumb. You'll pull back spend by 20% and run a bottleneck analysis to see what's actually wrong. If your front end ROAS is break even between 1 and 2, then you still will run some kind of analysis to see what the constraint is, solve for that, and then keep spending where it is. If your front end ROAS is between 2 and 3x, which is what will happen if you do things right the first time, then increase spend by 15 to 20% every 2 to 3 days, obviously depending on aggression and sales velocity. And then if your front end ROAS is above 3x, then increase it by 20, 30% every couple of days. If your ROAS is positive, scale your ads, okay? You just make more money until something else breaks. It's really that simple. And I'm going to show you actually how to do that. So if your ROAS isn't good, you need to initiate some kind of bottleneck analysis to see what the problem actually is, because it works just like this pipeline, right? Every time that you have different metrics and go through the process, there will be some kind of major drop off and something that you can quickly solve and 2 to 5x the entire results of your ad campaign. Now, if you want to get a better CPM, use this resource to basically optimize your CPMs, because like I've seen people get really high CPMs. You can basically use all this information to get lower CPMs. Now, if you want to get a better CTR, so a better click-through rate on your ads, if that's the actual constraint that you're facing, you can use this resource right here as a checklist and go through every single part of it to improve your CTR. Now, if your issue is the landing page conversion rate, like basically getting someone on the page and making them convert, then use this entire resource here to improve your funnel, messaging congruency, and all of these metrics. I feel like so many people run into the issue of not being able to make decisions off of data because they can't think for themselves. They copy everyone that they see, and I know this firsthand because I posted a series the other day where I started an agency from scratch. I had thousands of people copy my same ads, and my ad results got completely obliterated. I mean, my cost per appointment went from being like $50 to like $350. And it wasn't possible to be profitable off of that because people can't think for themselves, and instead they go to copy. So what you need to do is just use this resource to basically think for yourselves, run through it, and prove everything that you need based on your data and not just blindly copy someone on YouTube that says they're doing great numbers. So if you need to improve your booking rate, here's a couple things you can do to improve your booking rate, just like that. And by the way, as a side note, if you're waiting for episode 3 of the series, the reason why it's taking so long is because everyone seemed to copy me. And because of that, my ads just got all messed up. So I've had to restart multiple times. So it's going to be a little while. So hopefully you can understand that and enjoy this value instead. Now, media buying and testing cadence. Media buying in 2026 is about giving Meta enough signal, okay? Testing creatives at volume and getting out of its way. The people who lose are the ones who change things too often when it comes to ads. The people who win just build a system and let it run. So in terms of signal-based buying, Meta's algorithm is smarter than you, okay? Your only job is to give it a clean signal and enough budget to find people who actually convert. So every time that you make some kind of meaningful edit, you will scramble that signal, mess it up so it's harder for it to learn. So you have to consolidate, simplify, and stop touching things. Consolidate by going with fewer campaigns, fewer ad sets, and allocating more budget per ad so that you can get enough signal and see exactly what's working. Testing volume. The number one reason why people fail at ads is not because they have some bad strategy or bad ads. It's not testing enough ads. Specifically, not testing enough hooks if you're running video ads. Most people will run 3 ads, watch them flop, and ultimately conclude that ads don't work for their niche and just try something new. Winners come from testing volume. You're not trying to write one perfect ad. You're just searching for the winner. And the only way to find it faster is just more attempts. Just kind of assume that it takes 1 in 5 to 1 in 10 creatives to find a real winner. So if you want 2 winners, you need to test 10 to 20 ads. Now, for budgeting, every single ad that you test, do $20 a day for that ad. So if you're doing $50 a day, 3 to 4 creatives, $100 a day, 5 to 6 creatives, $200 a day, you could do 10 full creatives testing at once. I see so many people run $50 a day with 15 creatives, and it's like, how are you going to actually see if any of the ads are going to actually do well? Like, you will never know because there just isn't enough signal. So that's how you want to budget these ads out to make sure and how to actually test. And you want to wait until there's like at least 50 conversion events or 5 to 7 days, whichever one comes first, to have enough data to make a decision. Now, the creative engine is a method that you could use to constantly make new creatives so you can always have new things to test. So basically, when you ideate, pull hook and angle ideas from Facebook ad library, okay, winners ideally running 6 or more months, or your own winning ads or winning ads that you've seen in my videos, whatever it is, and produce, so batch produce, don't just make one at a time, make a batch, same body, 5 to 10 different hooks ideally, or 5 to 10 picture creatives because they're easy to make. Then test, so launch the batch, let it get signal, and do not judge too early. Kill the clear losers, keep the clear winners, and iterate. So take what's working and make 5 to 10 variations of it. The goal is to never run out of creative. A campaign dies from not testing new. So when to keep, kill, or scale. Kill the losers, keep the winners is not good advice if you don't have clarity on what's going on. You need clarity, and to get clarity, you need signal. So do not judge anything too early. Before any of these thresholds apply, an ad needs enough data. They need at least 50 optimization events, so 50 leads or 50 schedules, whatever you optimized for in the ad set, or 5 to 7 days, whichever comes first. Removing an ad with $15 in spend and 3 leads is not discipline. It's emotion. Okay, let the ad do its thing. Let it run. If it doesn't have enough signal, then apply more budget or reduce the amount of creatives that you're testing. Kill threshold. Once an ad has real data, compare it to the cost per result against your target. So if your cost per result, or otherwise known as your cost per lead or cost per schedule, depending on what you're optimizing for, is 2x your target or worse, kill it. If your target is $100 and right now your cost per lead is $200, kill it. If your cost per result is at or under the target, then keep it. If it's in the weird middle range, don't remove it. Just either let it gather more data or run some kind of analysis to see what the problem is. Now, the 2x rule exists because cost per result is noisy early on. Something at a 1.3x of your target might just need more data, but something at a 2x plus is telling you clearly that the people that's reaching, it's just not converting them. So killing dead ads earlier. You don't always have to wait for full results and 50 conversions in 5 to 7 days to delete an ad and spot a dead one. If an ad has burned through real spend and let's say 2 to 3x of your target cost per result with no conversions, you can kill it early. So for example, if your cost per lead goal or what you have in the KPI benchmark is like $50, you're going for a $50 cost per lead and an ad has spent $150 and hasn't gotten a single lead, then chances are you can kill it. It might be a loser. Now, keep in mind though that when you have a loser, it's data. So before you throw away a loser, just check why it's broke, where it's broke, and why it's not working so that you can learn from it. Scale threshold. A keeper isn't automatically a scaler. Okay, scaling is a campaign level decision driven primarily by ROAS, not an individual ad decision. So when an ad is winning on cost per result, you scale it the right way. To do that, duplicate the winner at a high budget by doing it in a new ad set. Okay, do not ever edit an existing ad or existing ad set ever. It'll mess up all of the learning and all of the entire thing. So don't just crank the budget on the original. You can take the current ad set that you're running and just crank up the budget, but the problem is that if it's over 20%, it'll reset its learning phase. What I would recommend you do is duplicate the ad set, put the winning ad in there only, and then basically just apply that budget to that winning ad because you know the ad's winning. Now, how to make changes. This is where most people sabotage themselves and where you might find the most value in this video. They will see one slow day, panic, and start editing things and change things, which resets everything and guarantees more bad days. Rules. Don't judge or edit anything in the learning phase. Give an ad 40 to 50 optimization events or 5 to 7 days before you decide anything. Most ads were killed before they even had a chance. Big edits reset learning. So budget changes over 20%, swapping the optimization event from lead to schedule or schedule to lead, changing the audience, editing the creative. Okay, this will all reset it. So this is exactly why the scaling rules cap at 20 to 30%. Do not scale ever faster than that. Never edit a live ad or ad set ever. If you need to make targeting changes or ad set level changes, then duplicate the ad set and make a new one. The same goes with the ad level. If you need to make new creatives and add creatives onto an existing ad set, duplicate that ad set and then launch the new creatives. Don't edit an existing ad set because meta ads learn at the ad set level, not the ad level. Change one thing at a time. If you change the hook with the audience and the budget at once, you'll never know what the actual fix was. Now, the whole philosophy of this entire process is just make decisions based off of data, not feelings. Give the algorithm a signal and time so it has enough to spend before you make decisions. Use Claude and make some kind of benchmark based on your niche because obviously this is just general information about a healthy campaign. This is different dependent on whatever niche or whoever you're wanting to work with, and you could get that information from Claude. When you have an ad campaign, send the details of the ad campaign from this tracker to Claude, tell it exactly what's going on, and based on this data from this document, you can literally file and download this PDF and send it to Claude and basically say here, use this document to help me find out what my constraint is and my bottleneck in these ads so that I can improve them. And if you want to improve them, just duplicate the ad sets because they learn at the ad set level it went, so you don't want to edit anything there, and then basically go from there. So I hope this video was valuable. I kind of wanted to speed run this a little bit. This is an 18-page document, and my actual one for the program is 30 pages, and there's tons of value in there. So if you need one-on-one help, literally me and you on a call, building out this business together, then book a call down below, and it will basically see if you're a good fit. If you are, we'll hop on a call together and see whether or not we can work together. And also, if you want to see me build out an agency live, an AI agency that sells ads and AI to local businesses live in front of you, literally not for content, just to do it myself, to prove to myself and other people that it's not that hard, then you can click on it right here or somewhere on this page, wherever it is. And in that video, you will also see me build out a winning ad campaign live in front of you. showing all of these things in practice. So hope you found enough value in this video. Comment your questions or thoughts on it. If you need one-on-one help, just feel free to reach out and let me know. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you found some value. Save this video for later. And don't forget to like it, subscribe, and I'll see you later.